Okay, should be good to go. What's up? Hope you are well. Again, forgetting to click in my game. Right, we only have one more thing to do in Michigan. I thought there were 2 more logging contracts, but there's only one. Aid at the island. 4 medium logs. Heyo, Jay the Jorky. Yeah, just 4 medium logs here to... Oh no, wait, I misjudged. I thought there was to be delivered here, but that was from last time. I'm doing good. Fridays are never work days for me, unless in rare circumstances. It's kind of hot. I don't know what weather they predicted for the weekend, but colleagues said that it was going to be pretty summery, which is good, but also not so good because I'm right under the roof where it tends to be the hottest. I have my water provisions, but yeah, not much in the way of air. Yeah, so I thought this was going to be straightforward. I'm already overthinking. How are you, by the way? Sorry, it's not a good habit I have, is that I never think to ask right away, like, to return the question. You're very early, by the way, which is nice to see. Probably at least for... Yeah, definitely for this one. I'd say it makes more sense to get the logs in Smithville, because it's right here. Oh, nice. Wait. It's 1... No, it's almost 2. I'm trying to deduce where you are, but maybe school just ends at different times in the world. So where I live, it's like 3:20. I don't know if it depends on the school, but in my school, except on Wednesdays, of course, school was out at 3:20. Okay, cool. I should decide what to do. Since I am here with my medium logging stuff, I'll just go get medium logs from there, I suppose, and then we will be here, which is kind of far because I have to go all the way around this way. So this place needs 2, this one only needs 1. 235 or 145. Okay. Yep. Getting my time all mixed up. I suppose we could get to medium logs in Island Lake, take them here, and take those to the farm. And then get 2 more from Smithville and deliver those here and here. As usual, it's not much of a plan, but like I said, I thought this was gonna be a straightforward thing to just get medium logs in Island Lake and deliver them somewhere in Island Lake, but that's not what you have to do. And this is the wrong end of the trail. It's not a great start. Okay. Do you finish whatever region you're in before you move on to the next one, or are you more chaotic than that? Apologies if there's noise from outside, but I have to have the window open. And there's still construction across the street and noisy, burly men. No, doesn't really matter. Try to do 1 regional objective per your stay in a region. Okay. What do you mean by regional? Oh, you mean like the... No, not skip time. You mean like, yeah, those regional progress things? I never really pay attention to those. I just do the contracts until they're done. I've been playing quite a bit of Wisconsin on PlayStation. Maybe unnecessary clarification, but just to clarify, I have a few hundred hours in on PlayStation. Currently in the Wisconsin region. Only recently, for the sake of these streams, I started a new game on Steam. But Wisconsin has been relatively easy, I guess. From what I remember, the beginning was quite difficult. But I suppose every new map or new region is difficult at first because you don't know where everything is. You don't know any of the routes, any of the dangers. Yeah, there are... I'm biased because I'm playing Wisconsin now and it's been like a year since I did Yukon or any of the previous regions. So of course Wisconsin is the freshest in my mind, but Wisconsin has some really tedious routes. the second map, Black Badger, no, not Black Badger, Grain Woods something. That has a lot of paved roads and is just generally much easier to get around in, but in Black Badger Lake you have the flooded road in the east, the whole forest in the south, which is kind of annoying to get around in. It's like there are no, in the first map at least, Black Badger Lake, there are no routes that are 100% easy for most things you have to do. Yeah, no comment. I might run into a fuel situation. But yeah, it's progressing nicely. Wisconsin, that is. Did all the tasks in the whole region. For the first time, I think, in that whole playthrough on PlayStation, I just gave up on trying to get gold for the contests, and from now on I'm just going to complete them with any medal. I tried the cliffhanger one, no, cliffhanger race, is it called? I gave that one a fair shake. Got stuck and annoyed. Tried again, just got bronze and called it a day. The quarry race, I tried like 5 times in total. The last 2 or 3 attempts with just a few seconds over the time limit for gold. It's 2 minutes 30 for gold, and I got like 2:35 or 2:30 something. It's just not worth the effort. Watch another YouTuber play SnowRunner. The only thing that I found annoying that I didn't before is using, I don't know what P2W, oh, pay to win, I assume. All this youth language. It's language from my youth as well, so I have no excuse. Truck, trailer. Wait, so the only thing you found annoying that you didn't before is using pay-to-win trucks. So you don't like that he uses them. Watch him use the Avon horn and Zix. Just makes the game way too easy. Yeah, I mean, it depends. I think in the previous stream, or in a previous stream, I mentioned someone, like, someone had posted on Reddit that they think the best truck for Michigan is the Azov 6, which is a bit ridiculous. I hate this. And I'm actually gonna collapse if I don't winch quickly. Might fall over. If I let go of the winch now, it's just gonna collapse. So I'm gonna try and not release just yet. Yeah, there she goes. I hate my life. I knew I should not have gone this way, because every time I drive on this stretch, something happens. Yeah. Now what? I do still have the Royal here. I'm gonna sell this long log thing. It really sucks. I don't think I had any major accidents throughout all, or pretty much all of Michigan. And now at the very last thing, it all goes to shit. In, I guess technical news, I'm seriously considering trying to multi-stream YouTube and Twitch. I don't know where I got the idea. But since it's like 50-50 videos and streaming that I'm doing lately. So since I'm streaming so much, I figured I might as well make use of my old Twitch channel. I used to stream only on Twitch, but that was in 2016 and 17. So yeah, it's kind of funny. All those archived streams from 2017 are still there on my channel. Okay, so this, I can't get rid of the front thing. Yeah, I'm clumsy, kind of in a rush. I did meet some cool people during those streams, and It'd be nice to see if some of them are still around. Like, I was using a different name then, so maybe now if... I mean, I changed my Twitch channel name to my YouTube one. Yeah, I know, but I have to actively slow myself down. So I'm kind of wondering if they're still on Twitch and they get notified that Odd Mush just went live or whatever. They might be confused because they never subscribed or they never followed that channel. But I don't know, in the off chance that some of those people will still be around, might be fun if they, you know, reconnected, so to speak. But it's a bit confusing to set all of it up because I did set up the multi-stream thing in OBS. My main point of confusion is how I should deal with chats. I think it'd be best if I just keep them separate for myself and not see both chats in one thing, because that might get confusing. Might have to get rid of the overlays I'm using, which, to be honest, I'm not even sure anyone really cares about. I have a subscribe alert, but I read somewhere that, I mean, it never showed up during any of the streams. And from what I found, that might be because many people hide their subscriptions, and if they do, then the subscribe alert doesn't see their subscription, hence the alert doesn't show up. I don't know if that's the reason. But yeah, having to set up two different things for YouTube and Twitch, it's a bit much, so I think I'll have to disable all of it and just try to set it up as I go. I don't know. This isn't multi-stream yet, for the record. Maybe one of the next streams I'll actually try it. Okay, please cooperate. It's fortunate that the logs are still in place. Just trying to get it to a bit more secure. I think that should do it. Gonna go forward just a bit before I pack them again. It's not cheating. Oh, Right. That's not gonna work. Yeah. Those two are too far out to be packed, so can I... Yeah, I'm gonna have to remove those 3. Which makes me wonder if it's even worth doing them 2 at a time. Or if I should use one of the other log trailers. I vaguely remember there was a trailer, like a semi-trailer kind of thing, which could take 2 medium logs. I think it required the hydrolift saddle. I don't know, I'm just gonna deliver these ones. I'm not gonna mess around with reversing back to there. And most likely I'm just gonna try to figure out where I need to go. No, most likely I'm just gonna get the other 3 sets of medium logs from Smithville because I don't want to deal with Island Lake anymore. The regular log trailer, not the hydrolift. Is there another semi? Or I'm not sure what you mean. You say not the hydrolift, which is a semi. Just go for tried and tested. Yeah. It's hard to say because I feel like in most cases a semi-trailer is a bit more stable than using the truck plus a smaller trailer. Don't use the semi-log trailers at all. But I'm so curious. I'll have to think what I do. Because if I want to recover to the Smithville garage, I'd like to get rid of any trailers first. Oh, yeah, that Stream Elements quote thing is just a timer that doesn't work properly. It's supposed to show a random question from a list of questions slash quotes. But it just shows the command, but not the question. Logging is already hard enough. Those trailers weigh like 1,000,000 tons. combined with low maneuverability, it makes them a pain. I get that. I'm not really sure there's such a bad thing for this specific job, because there isn't a lot of maneuvering you have to do. Okay, how much is left? Just about enough. I'm being wildly inefficient. Because now I'll have one set of logs, which logically I'll have to take to the lighthouse keeper, I suppose. Yeah, I feel like I'm a bit traumatized maybe by the medium log trailers, because I'd say, well, it's hard to put a number on it, but I just don't have good memories of them. Especially this, the medium log add-on. It's just, it looks like a disaster waiting to happen because it's so tall. I feel like long logs are generally much easier. But maybe that's all psychosomatic. And it's because I worry that bad things will happen with medium logs. I drive more nervously and just, I make the accident happen. Yeah. It's kind of a double-edged sword, really. Because logging missions are most often the most boring things you have to do in any map. So you try to save them for later. But then by the time you get to them, you have to do all of them back to back. So probably it would be better to space them out and just do one or a few normal tasks or contracts. Then one logging, then some more normal stuff, It's already getting pretty hot. The fact that I'm streaming probably doesn't help, because my PC also then produces heat. I should have gone back for a second load of logs on the trailer. Yo. assuming I can get this last thing done in a timely manner. I still want to round up and sell all the trailers that are lying around the maps. And then we will be done with Michigan. And if I can finish Michigan today, it's very likely that tomorrow's stream, if I can make time for any kind of stream, will be ETS 2. Maybe not though. I'm playing a lot of ETS 2 just by myself, not for content purposes. And I'm really enjoying it. Please don't. I'm not really sure how much more easy or difficult ETS 2 would be to stream, because you have to pay a lot more attention to the road. And you know, because SnowRunner is so much more slow-paced and you spend a lot of time just staring at the map, planning, handling cargo, and you move much slower even though you still have to pay attention. You know, that would be more difficult with ETS 2. So even if there will be some ETS 2 streams sooner rather than later, I'm probably not gonna announce anything definitive just yet. So wait, we have to go there, I suppose. Is that one marker? Because out of habit I'm likely to just go the wrong way. What is happening? They're all still in the truck. But seriously, I'm kind of losing my mind. Okay, yeah. See you soon. While I fumble my way to the destination, really starting to despise medium logs. Probably should have taken the shorter route through the logging station, but I didn't want to make any sharp turns. And at this point any kind of shortcut feels like a risk. Oh, but it's here. I always get mixed up in this small area because it's so bendy. No, I'm not gonna take the shortcut. No, not down there. Any mistakes I make, I will just blame on the heat. It's hard to say what the temperature is actually like in my room currently, but it feels like 25-ish Celsius, which is already too hot for your boy. I'm not built for warm climates. Belgium isn't supposed to have a warm climate, but you know, climate change and everything. Why did my truck move sideways like a crab? It's not the white western crab. It's a funny image, though. A crab with a cowboy hat. Yeah, I'm really gonna have to rethink my setup for this contract, because I'm not pleased with how this is going at all. I don't like the medium log add-on. Which leaves the only alternative to just use only a trailer and no add-on, like this trailer. Which is even more inefficient in a way. Or I'll have to try that double medium log trailer, which, as I'm told, is not good. But I've never tried it, and I like the idea of a double medium semi-trailer. So for science, I probably should try it just once. And as for the trailer roundup at the very end, all I really need is any truck with a low saddle and nothing else. Because then I can just take whatever semi-trailers. There shouldn't be high saddle trailers just lying around. Even those big fuel tankers, I'm 99% sure need a low saddle, not a high. One big benefit, now that I think of it, if I would use the P16, the chance of any accidents would be virtually zero. And then if I can just use a trailer like this, like a single medium log trailer, it'll be very slow. I'll have to do more trips, but I wouldn't have to worry about falling over. Seriously considering that, because I know the P16 can't take the hydro lift. That was a bit close. Please. How many times can you fall over in one trip? Of course, it doesn't help that it's nighttime, but that's no excuse. Wait, closest truck I have is still the Royal, if I have enough fuel. Can refuel here from this tanker. But there's still some, yeah, I'm gonna have to go here. So far, I have not underestimated any contract or task, any mission more than I have this one. It's just a complete disaster. In the White Western, no less, which is, from experience, one of the most, if not the most, useful and reliable trucks you can have so far. I could recover the Royal and just equip that or whatever other truck. And rescue the White Western on the way to the delivery. That sounds much smarter than what I was going to do now, which is drive to Drummond to rescue the White Western and then continue as I was. I think it makes more sense to recover. There is a real chance that the logs will have somehow disappeared by the time I get back to the White Western. I sincerely hope they won't. We don't have anything else. Twin steer, no. How much is that hydro lift? Free. I just want to see. So we have this, the old classic medium log trailer. We have this one, which requires saddle low, not hydrolift. I think this can work. I hope it's medium logs and not any other kind. Doesn't look like long or short. So that's an option. This is short. This is medium. And this foldable one, which I don't even know what it can take. Tough decision. Where is that big one? It's pretty expensive as well. Assuming we'll get all of the logs from here and not from Drummond. I don't think it's that difficult to get in and out of here with that trailer. And from here's just the road. This turn might be a bit tight. And then up here, this bend is kind of tricky. Everything else should be fine. Then we're in Drummond. One delivery here. This is all fine. This might get a bit tight, but should be fine. Oh no, we don't have to go there. Down here. Yeah, I mean, I see the point. Why that big double log trailer would be difficult. How much longer is it compared to like a normal trailer? It's about the same. It's a bit longer than a normal semi-trailer. Another question. I apologize, this is very boring gameplay, but I'm wondering if this trailer would be less likely to fall over in Island Lake. I'm gonna try it. I have to try it once. And the only real candidate I have is this truck. P16 can't have a low saddle unless I'm very much mistaken. No. GMC and Fleet Star I don't think are the best choice for this. The Kodiak also no, because it's still a bit lacking in upgrades. So yeah. So we just need low. I'm painfully aware of the money we will lose, because we have a lot of money. I thought we had like 50,000. That came out weird. We have 154k. This is 25.5, and we'll only get back half when we sell it, but still. Whenever I can, I probably should switch this trailer if I end up using it for the other half. I might want to switch this trailer over to the White Western whenever we can. Jesus. Simply because this doesn't have diff locks, which I find I have to use quite a lot when logging with the White Western. Then again, that might just be a power issue. And the fact that the White Western is inherently a bit worse at off-roading than the Royal is. Noisy people outside. Apologies for the gall, but it's been almost a year and a half now that this construction is going. There was an old school building just across the street, which they tore down in January last year, 2025. And I don't know, since last summer or so, maybe earlier, they've been building the new school building. And they have this ritual, I don't know what it is, where the foreman, I think he's the foreman, the big kahuna of the construction site, yells something at one specific worker, and then said worker replies, and it's exactly the same thing they yell every time, several times a day. And believe you me, after a year of that, that gets old. Not really paying attention to driving, but so far it seems to do pretty well. Part of me, I just realized, is kind of tempted to take the shortcut across the river. Probably shouldn't do that. Before we set off here, I'm gonna have to take a sip because I feel the water evaporating from my body. This bit of mud always catches me off guard. Okay. Let's see how well this does with cargo. Medium, trailer, trailer. It's a decent start. No immediate struggles. Next time around I should probably go clockwise so I'm closer to the exit with the logs. It's a small thing that I'm usually mindful of, but I wasn't paying attention to that this time. If you could take this trailer with the P16, that would be the dream. There would be no real risk of falling over. There wouldn't be any struggle with mud. Well, maybe some, but for the most part, it should be able to just cruise through everything. Okay, this is a bit tricky. Yeah, kinda missing diff locks. Just out of curiosity, next time we're in the garage, I want to remember to check the store, because maybe we're getting due for an upgrade from the Royal. It has been performing very well throughout most of Michigan. Or throughout all of Michigan for as long as I've had it, because I didn't get it right from the start. But I think as soon as we started doing stuff in Smithville, that's when I went to Alaska to get the Royal. And ever since then it's performed admirably. But maybe it's time to consider getting one with, or getting another off-road truck with diff locks. In my other save on PlayStation, I've really come to cherish the Freightliner 114 SD. It's pretty much my go-to off-roader, except for really heavy stuff. But, you know, pretty much any task where you have to get 1 or 2 slots of cargo from a difficult spot, most times that's a job for the Freightliner. This was to be expected. And as usual, I forgot to drink. Every time I say that I will take a moment to take a sip of water, as soon as the words leave my mouth, I forget. Yeah, this is not great. Kind of forget how and when you can acquire the Cat 745C, unless I'm very much mistaken. That's also one you get in Alaska, and it can take medium logs and a load of other stuff as of some fairly recent update. It has a low saddle now, maybe a high one as well, I'm not exactly sure. It can take a 2-slot bed now, which is kind of amazing. So you can actually use it to haul stuff. And I'm sure a bunch of other add-ons as well, which I forget. This is kind of annoying. Jay, whenever you see this, you were right. It's an annoying trailer. Very likely to sell it after this one. Maybe that's unfair, and it's not so much the trailer as it is the truck. Because while this is a capable truck, I kinda doubt it has a very good, you know, the pulling power and stuff might not be the best, and probably isn't appropriate for stuff like this. Come on, man. Can you move forward at all? Not to be overly pessimistic, I'm just saying this for, you know, for my own frustration relief. But this is turning into a pretty crap day. Should be able to reach that now. I don't know why I didn't think of that sooner. Please don't fall over. If this is the worst part of the trip, I guess I could be able to accept. But most likely, wait, so we're taking 2 now. I'll either have to ditch the trailer somewhere and go rescue the White Western, beautiful cornering. Yeah. After we deliver these I'll either go back to the Smithville trailer shop close to the gate to sell this trailer, and then go rescue the White Western, or I'll leave the trailer wherever it is, go rescue the White Western, and then see what I do with the trailer. Because if we can rescue the White Western without losing the logs, we can deliver those, still the ones that are on the White Western now, hopefully. And then I'll just need 1 more set of logs. Which then I might as well do with the White Western as well, at the risk of more accidents. Or I take the P16 with the simple trailer. Kind of feels like a waste of money, but It will be easier. Just longer and more expensive. Already developing sweat stains on my pants from where my arms are resting. Sorry if that's gross and you don't need to know that, but I'm just sharing. Okay, this turn. One benefit this trailer has is that it has a hinge in the middle, so you don't have to take corners as wide as you do in like a normal semi-trailer, because it kind of flexes. I don't hate this trailer so far. I think it's more of a power thing with this truck, and definitely the lack of diff locks, which is kind of, what's the nice word, like an exacerbating factor. So maybe I'm thinking the White Western should do a better job pulling this, because it has diff locks, and I think the power is kind of similar, if not better. The only big difference is the ground clearance, which means it gets stuck in deep-ish mud a bit more easily. And because of that, it could do worse at the logging station where we got these logs. It probably will do worse at the entrance to the farm. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to try to be absolutely sure. But then there is the thing of trying something different for the sake of trying it, or repeating what you just did because you know it works, even if it's kind of slow and difficult in some parts. This is all fine, it's just slow, but it's not at all difficult. Which is typically what you want. Just slow progress, but not any struggle. I really don't like when you try to steer to either side and it just won't let you, and you keep moving in the direction you're facing instead of the direction the wheels are facing. It's a lot of wheels. Do I dare put it into high gear? Yep. It's 3:15 now. I reckon we should be able to get this contract done in the next 45 minutes or so. And then maybe it's gonna take another hour to round up all the trailers. Which again shouldn't be difficult because there's no cargo involved, it's just many, hopefully short trips to and from the trailer store. Mostly in a truck with just low saddle and nothing else. And some scout stuff for all the scout fuel tankers. Okay, we're pretty much in Drummond. Okay. Okay. I've never seen that before. Make sure trailer is straightened out. What do you mean? What is happening? Okay. That must be something specific to that trailer because I've never ever had that warning before. Wait, I'm not really sure what to do here. Obviously, this one is closest. But I feel like it might make more sense to deliver those first. 'Cause it's 2 to the farm and just 1 to these 2. If I can deliver the 2 we have here, leave the trailer somewhere here, easily accessible, then ideally rescue the White Western and not lose the logs. Deliver those, that 1 set here, and then just need to get another load of mediums here. I say it every time, it's not much of a plan, but it's the only plan I got. I don't know if this is a thing at all in the game, but to me it would make sense if you could transfer trailers between regions. Because now playing at 50% sell prices for trucks and trailers, that kind of makes me want to buy trailers less, because no matter if I sell them again, I'm gonna lose money. So in case of this double log trailer, I bought it, I spent however much it was, 24, 25k. I am gonna have to sell that trailer to make any money back, because it's just gonna stay here in the region. Whereas if I could transfer it to Alaska or to whatever region, you know, you can use the same trailers and not lose money. Quick refuel. And then, yeah, down here. Let's put it in the middle low gear just to go extra slow. If we flip this thing as well, I can't promise I won't lose my shit. Yo, got a bit stuck. Random factoid. I don't think I've ever broken any peripheral. I mean, I've never broken anything in a bout of rage. The only thing I remember is way back in 2006 or 7. I got annoyed and smashed the escape key on my keyboard once or several times, I forget, and broke off that foot rather, on the keyboard. Okay, this isn't so bad. I was worried about this bid. Why can I not talk anymore? I was worried about this bit in a long trailer like this, because, you know, you're likely to get caught in the apex. But since the trailer itself can kind of hinge, that's not as big of an issue as I thought it would be. And here we are, coming up on the thing. 1, 2. Good. Now, try to turn around and not reverse. There's not much space to turn around. And one criticism I can say about this trailer is that it's, in a way, kind of the worst of semis and normal trailers. Semi-trailers aren't always easy to reverse, but they're much easier than any kind of four-wheel trailer. But this is like a semi-trailer in the front and then a four-wheel trailer behind it. Still, I guess it's better than, I mean, purely in terms of reversing, maybe it's still better than either a long semi-trailer or a typical four-wheel hitch trailer. I feel like the heat is getting to me. Should have taken a screenshot here on the way there. No, this doesn't make much sense because I don't have any cargo. But just for the sake of showing the double trailer, something like this. I gotta have my nice screenshot for the thumbnails. In the first streams, and even in the most recent one, because I forgot to, or I forgot if I even took a screenshot last time. And I can't really rewatch the whole stream to find out if I took a screenshot and when. So yeah, if I don't take in-game screenshots, which just look nicer, the only option that makes sense to me is to find a nice still in the VOD on YouTube and then screen capture that. Okay, so we can leave this here, assuming it will stay upright. Then to the White Western. I am equally excited and a bit nervous about streaming on Twitch again. It's funny because I remember, I mean funny, quote unquote funny, because I remember back in 2016-17 when I was only streaming on Twitch, I was a bit nervous about trying to stream on YouTube, which was maybe not even a thing back then, but I think it was. It was just like much more new and not as established in as far as it is established now, I suppose. And now it's the opposite. I've gotten used to streaming on YouTube. I know how most things work in terms of, you know, stream management and setup and all the technical stuff. The basics, at least. And now the prospect of venturing into Twitch again is kind of making me nervous. I still see all 3 logs, which is good. Okay. Sweet. Pray that it doesn't fall over as soon as I let go. Stop this one. I'm gonna try and go forward ever so slightly. That was too far. Slowly so the logs don't fall out. Could try to deliver them like this, I suppose, but I'm not going to. Pack. And then pray to the heavens. Are you serious? Quickly. Nope, that's not a solid winch point. That is, luckily. This truck, man. It's just begging to fall over. Even now, if I let go, it's just gonna go. Okay, it's a bit better. I'm really nervous to let go. Yeah. Seriously, dude. There isn't a more appropriate shot than this for this stream. Tempted to just delete the trailer, delete the logs, recover the White Western, and do the whole thing with the P16 plus single medium log trailer. I should be better at this game by now. And I'm gonna have to be a bit strategic with how I position the royal, because there's a real chance I'll just winch myself into oblivion. No, reverse. Just there. All logs are still accounted for. Just get out of this mess. Mostly. Are you effing serious? Is it because of the trailer, or? I really feel like this shouldn't... Yeah, might have been the trailer. Based on what we've learned, I think the White Western should be fine. So that's that. Turn off. I'm not gonna recover the royal because Lord knows I might need it. With the royal I have to take, or I want to take this trailer back. I could maybe take the fuel tanker in tow as well. Doesn't matter much. So, yeah, I suppose we take the White Western, take the log trailer back and sell that in Smithville, and then recover I remember liking that specific log trailer, the Futom, whatever it's called, M. I really thought it was a bit better than the old school one. That's gonna be too far away. Oh no. Try to turn around. I apologize for the aggravation. Not necessarily ASMR friendly. Although these streams are kind of intended as more of a general, you know, gameplay thing and less of an ASMR thing. But still, I know some people like to watch these streams for sleep purposes. It's not always easy to control my emotions, you know. Maybe could have taken both trucks and their respective trailers in tandem. I think I'm gonna try and winch this trailer out because there shouldn't be a need for it. So we just winch to there and try to not let it fall over, which I'm sure it will. I mean, look at it. It's probably a bad idea. Okay. I really feel like winched trailers or vehicles are much more stable than the ones you're actually controlling. Even the ones that are hitched. Which I'm not at all mad about, it's just an observation. Yeah. Didn't really think this through. Don't text and drive, as I was just doing. I wasn't even texting, just checking if I had messages. So my wife is out for a wedding shoot, and she has another shoot in the evening, but she'll be home in between. But I don't think she said when she'd be home in between. I keep going back and forth on the subject of Twitch. It's really weird how YouTube and Twitch are so different. I haven't been on Twitch in years, not even to watch. And like, even just going on Twitch is kind of overwhelming because of... Oh. Yeah. I don't know what happened. Accidentally hit circle. So I do know what happened, I just don't know why it happened. even going on Twitch is kind of overwhelming because they have all these new things that I don't know what they do because they weren't around when I was streaming there. Like all the points stuff and raids, which I know I'm gonna sound so old. Raids were already a thing in 2016, but now it's like there's a menu to manage raids, which is kind of weird. I don't know, it's just a lot of stuff. Like a lot of probably minor stuff that you have to set up, or that you don't have to set up, and that no one really cares about, but stuff that you feel you have to set up. Now I don't know if the winched trailer is gonna be there as well. Yes, okay. We will have to winch it still. And then just to the store up ahead, that white building container. I'm hoping I'll still end up with more money than I lost. To rephrase, I hope that by the time we've sold all the trailers, I won't have actually lost money from trailers. In fact, I will have gained some. $16.5, that's the buy price. So I will only gain 8 and a bit. So we'll end up at 136 something. Yeah. Just making sure. And then this one, trailer too far away. It might not be compatible with the medium log thing. I'm sure that's going to be the issue. Oh no, okay. It's fine. And then this, another 3K. I am going to recover. Back to the Royal. I've been playing so much SnowRunner lately, and also ETS2 almost equally. And there's a very good chance I'll get back into American Truck Sim as well. Just, you know. The consensus, I believe, is that there is no better between Euro Truck Sim and American Truck Sim. They're both just different in terms of trucks, in terms of scenery, mostly. I'm fairly sure the story, quote unquote, is the same. Just build out a company. I bought both games a long time ago. I think 2017 or 18. But I never really played them much. I think I got American Truck Sim first, just because the trucks look cooler. Or no, wait. No, I'm mistaken. I remember getting Euro Truck Sim first, just because it seemed more appealing, because I am in Europe. And it would be fun to drive around somewhat familiar places. But I think at the time, American Truck Sim was newer and it looked better. Euro Truck Sim looked kinda crap. Especially with my old PC. But now, I don't know when, but I think fairly recently there was a big overhaul / update to both games. I don't know if that's strictly true, so I'm not gonna tell lies. I read there was a big general update with ETS2, and that's why I got back into that game. But then the other day I remembered I also have American Truck Sim. And I think I read something that there was also a big update on that game, but I don't know if it's as big as the one in ETS. Like a general graphics and assets update to make everything look nicer. I'm gonna sell this trailer. I'm not going to recover the Royal just yet. Come on. That in itself is kind of a reason to not use this trailer unless I really have to, which really you don't. Because I can already predict a lot of unnecessary struggle trying to get to a gate, but then it won't let you because the trailer is not straight. And then you have to start reversing, you get into trouble, there's no room to maneuver. And then you're just stuck by the gate with no way to travel. So yeah, this one, be gone from my sight. I'm gonna leave this one here. And take the White Western back out for the last load. Once again, I didn't finish my train of thought because stuff happened in the game or in my head. I was saying that I'm playing so much trucks and dude, really, the heat is fogging up my brain. I'm playing so many driving sims, SnowRunner, ETS2, ATS, to a lesser extent also Motor Town. I know there is another way to get to the farm if you go around the outside of the field, but I always forget. And so because I'm playing so many driving games, I'm seriously considering getting a wheel and pedals. From what I've read, at least for SnowRunner, it's kind of a give and take situation. Because with a wheel, the driving would be much more immersive. But all the other stuff you have to do in this game that doesn't involve actual driving, like, you know, all the crane stuff, which I will say you don't have to do that often, but still often enough. According to many people, SnowRunner is not a very good game to play with a wheel. Unless you can get used to using the mouse for all the crane stuff, or I read about some people using the wheel and the controller in conjunction. Not sure how that would work. One very important argument I read was that with a controller it's much easier to quickly winch if you're about to fall over. Whereas with a wheel and mouse you would have to quickly reach for the mouse and winch, or try to winch, just to save yourself. I said I was gonna go clockwise this time and I forgot. So yeah, maybe for SnowRunner I'll just stick to the controller. But for ETS and ATS, I am fairly tempted to get a wheel sometime soon. It's kind of a big expense for me, so I really have to think about it. Depending on how serious I want to be. I just haven't done enough research yet to make an informed choice. As many people say the Logitech wheels are, I mean the more budget-friendly ones, the G29, G920 or G923. Many people use those with good results, and they're not too expensive. I thought they'd cost more. Many people complain about the the shifter, the Logitech shifter. So yeah, not even sure if I would use a shifter, to be fair. I think maybe it makes more sense to just get a wheel. I'm not even sure if I want to use pedals, because I don't know. First big thing I have to look up is if you can even use a wheel without pedals. I don't know how that would work input wise. If you can hold the throttle button on a wheel while steering, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'm serious enough about wanting it to even get anything in terms of wheel and pedals. And if I do, there's a good chance I won't get a shifter just yet. And just get a nicer one down the line, instead of getting the bundle with whatever Logitech wheel and pedals and the Logitech shifter, which I hear is not that great. Maybe it is adequate. I read a lot of comments saying that it feels like a toy. More research needed. Okay. That went surprisingly well. Now it's just the easy part, or what should be the easy part, driving up the road to the gate. Once we get to the gate, we're pretty much there, because the delivery location is just at the start of the road. I was thinking that I should make another screenshot sometime soon, but like we established earlier, the only appropriate screenshot for this stream is the one with the White Western on its side. Because it was like four accidents total in one reasonably long trip. So yeah, not my finest. Should be able to make it to the gates before running out of fuel. But since this is the last thing anyway, might as well take whatever is left in this tank. Probably should be driving in high gear. Also, one thing that's kind of holding me back from buying a wheel is that I'm so used to a controller that it'll feel like I have to learn how to play the whole game from scratch. Because while I fully believe that it's more immersive to play with a wheel, hang on, I have to be a bit careful here because it's kind of a sketchy bit of road. Okay. Yeah, so while I can fully accept that it's a much more immersive experience, I can see how I would have many more difficulties, just, you know, maybe less so in ETS, because it's, or ATS for that matter, because it's just driving, but driving in SnowRunner is much more technical. So, you know, more precise movements required, more timing to be mindful of. I'm not sure how well I would fare with a wheel, because I'm so used to a controller, and I feel like I haven't mastered the game by any means, but I'm sure you know what I mean already. It would feel like a step back if I would start using a wheel. Does all-wheel drive help at all? Doesn't look like it does. Whew. Starting to melt. I was close enough in my time estimation, because I said we should be able to get this contract done by 4. It's currently 4:07. Let's take it slow through here, because this is kind of a treacherous, you know, it's not even a section, it's too small to be a section. A treacherous point. Also, and this might just be a setup thing, but in ETS I've had to lower the dead zones for the controller, because I was finding that I couldn't make fine enough steering adjustments. For instance, to stay within my lane. I'm pretty comfortable using very minute stick movements, but with the default settings the game just wouldn't let me, because it didn't register the tiny input as an input, which was easily fixed by just lowering or decreasing the dead zones. But I think that's one thing that might work better with a wheel. Just smoother and finer control. I feel like I sound like I'm trying to convince myself that a wheel would be worth it for ETS and ATS at least. And maybe also for SnowRunner. Like, if I get one for ETS and ATS, you know, I might as well try it with SnowRunner and see if it is as cumbersome as many people claim. But I expect that even if I have a wheel, I'll still just keep playing SnowRunner with a controller. Okay, that was the last bit of dirt for this delivery. From now it's just paved roads to the gate, and then we're pretty much where we need to be. Thinking ahead, I have the Royal close by, just at the trailer store, with low saddle. I have the White Western here, which I could use for normal trailers. But I was planning to equip either the Royal or the White Western with a low saddle and do all the trailers with one truck. So now I have to decide what I want to do. I don't think the log add-on is going to cause problems. There's quite a few trailers here, actually. All of which are normal four-wheel trailers except for this fuel thing. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the Western here for now, just because it doesn't really matter. No, don't recover. Switch back to the Royal and try to do as much as I can. Should be able to do everything with this truck. It's just gonna depend on how soon I run out of fuel. Are there any trailers close by here? No. These two. But those two I'm better off taking here to this store. Anyway, let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's a trailer store in Island Lake as well, but it's way on the other side if you're coming from Drummond. So I think I still want to deliver all the trailers in Drummond, or not deliver, but you know, all the trailers in Drummond I think I do want to sell in the shop where we just were in Smithville. I might want to do the fuel tanker first. I'm starting to overthink. It's kind of a weird feeling. I can almost physically feel in my head when I have too many thoughts floating around, which in the end don't matter. I don't think there's much left. No. Refuel. Oh, there is. Yeah, and definitely this one last, I'd say, because it's very centrally located. We can go get this one first. And maybe also this one winched. Go sell those two. Then back to here, maybe. Get that one back around. Yeah, very much overthinking. Maybe I could take this one to Island Lake when we need to go to Island Lake. So I'll just sell this one, then this one. I don't know. Too much stuff going on. I need another sip. There's a fine line between trying to be as efficient as possible and just spending too much time planning instead of doing it however way. I tend to cross that line. That was a bit confusing. Something I've noticed in my PlayStation game is that the camera seems to act weird when you're driving over bridges. It's a bit tricky to explain. But it seems like whenever you cross a bridge, the camera moves back. So you can't really see where you're going anymore, because the front is, the front of the truck is almost out of view. I haven't paid attention to it in this game on Steam. Might be a PlayStation specific issue, which would be weird, but still. Okay. Some expert maneuvering. Just to make absolutely sure, Dyson Diesel is all finished, Husky Forwarding all finished, Steel River all finished. Michigan 99%. Excuse me. 88 out of 89. Then which one am I missing? No contracts. No tasks. Oh, what? Interesting. Where is that task? That contest. I vaguely remember there was one somewhere here. This is a little bit confusing. And also kind of a bummer, because, I thought we were done. But now there's one more thing, and by the sounds of it, it's gonna be something you have to do in a scout, perhaps. This is the only place I haven't really checked out, or where I haven't physically been. So it must be either somewhere here, or somewhere by those farms across the river. I should have checked much sooner. There's nothing here. Where could that be? I've been to this farm a few times. Where is that stupid contest? Could it be here? I need to look this up. SnowRunner dance rain race with the rain. That was something with the rain dance. I've almost everything done. When I go to the overview screen and then contest, it says there is one left in Drummond Island called a race in the rain, but I can't find it. I have all the watch points and everything. There's a road that goes east of the fuel station. You can see the little undiscovered scout trailer. Yeah, that's what I thought. And what I feared. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing for it. We're gonna have to drive a scout out here. It's starting to look like it'll take another stream to fully finish Michigan. Because there are still a bunch of trailers in pretty much all the maps. Maybe I already sold all the ones in Black River, but I kind of doubt it. I'm sure there are at least a few still lying around. Actually, there's no need for this cargo anymore. It's nice that they gave me a set of concrete slabs. For some reason, I never ended up needing them. I didn't check the details of that last contest, but since since the marker is by a scout trailer, I'm assuming we're gonna have to use a scout with that trailer. Otherwise I would try to do it with the Royal, but yeah, that's not gonna work. I think I said I was going to take a second trailer to sell. Logically, that would be the one here, this fuel tanker. But there's still a lot of fuel left in it. Yeah, let's go grab this one. Detach this. A quick detour. Should probably check how my PC is doing in terms of temperature. Because it can get a bit warm just streaming and playing a game like this. Not worryingly hot. But since the room is already much hotter than it is usually, I should keep an eye on that. Okay, then this one. Which I guess I could try the winch, so I don't have to go through the mud. I can't really reach, so if I have to go this far, I might as well attach it properly. I sincerely hope it's not going to be this warm all weekend. At least not tomorrow, because we'll be out on Sunday and Monday. It's my wife's birthday tomorrow. Just checking. Still have to wrap her present, which I cunningly hid under my desk, fully in view. She already knows what she's gonna get, so she's been really into jelly cats in recent months. So everyone is buying her jelly cats. Like, we're meeting with some friends this weekend. All of them have asked me which jelly cats she doesn't have yet and which ones are safe to buy. To call it stressful is putting it too strongly, but you know, I am responsible. That's, or how to explain, if two people get her the same jelly cat, that will be on me, because I told them which ones are safe and which ones aren't. I don't like that kind of responsibility. Especially because jelly cats are kind of expensive for what they are. I know they're a very trendy thing lately. But it's a lot of money for a plushie. Cute as they often are. So we'll sell these trailers now. I think I want to get that contest out of the way next. Don't forget to winch the second trailer. I wish there were a faster way to get to Drummond. I think we're gonna finish Michigan just in time before I get really bored of having to do all the same drives over and over. Release winch, sideboard trailer, sell. Second sideboard trailer, sell. Okay, so we want a scout, which for some reason is here. Wait, I was gonna check the store just for laughs. I don't know what the contest will require us to do. But maybe the Scout 800 isn't the best choice if it's any kind of hauling. Lodestar, which is very much within range budget-wise. It's under 40k and we have 167. Otherwise I just use the Chevy. And for off-roaders, I've never used the Paystar much on PlayStation. I feel like I should give that a shot. But not quite yet. It's a risk, but I'm gonna try it with the 800 and pray that it's not too much heavy lifting we have to do. Would be a bit faster maybe to go through Island Lake. Because getting to Island Lake should be faster than getting to Drummond. And in Drummond we also have to kind of go all the way to the far side of the map, which is closer from the Island Lake gate. Probably doesn't matter enough, but still it's worth a thought. I'm gonna have to decide sometime soon, because if I want to go to Island Lake or through Island Lake, I'm probably gonna want to go across the island in the middle. Yeah, just for variety. Let's take a different route. On the plus side, if we have to go to Drummond and or Island Lake now for that contest, I mean, if we have to go to Drummond for the contest, that does in a way save us one trip there, because we would have had to drive a scout out there anyway to sell those scout trailers. Yeah, across here on the right, not there on the left. Now that we're driving through deepish water, it makes me wonder if there was a taller snorkel, which I should have unlocked by now. I remember there were some snorkels on some vehicles which were locked behind higher rank. I forget if there was one for this scout. I feel like there should be, because this one is kind of tiny. Where am I even going? Yeah. Got very much disoriented because I thought we had to go that way to get to the island. But yeah, I fear I've been unintentionally untruthful in the stream title, because I was sure this was going to be the last stream in Michigan. It's probably not going to be. This contest will take some time, hopefully just one attempt. Selling trailers is quite fast, but it also still takes time. And this stream has already been almost 3 hours long, which is the time I tend to aim for, 2 to 3 hours. Kind of feel like takeout, but I'm not sure what I would want. I could very much go for fritters, fries, chips. It's been a very long time, and the last few times I offered the suggestion to order fries, Anna was not really feeling it. Most times when she's out for work all day and I have to have dinner by myself, I try not to order every time because it gets expensive. So lately most of my solo dinners have been like rice with peas and cheese and some kind of meat if we have any. Riveting commentary. It's partly the heat, partly just not having all that much to talk about, which unintentionally might be why I tend to cap my streams at 3 hours-ish most times. Because by that time I've run out of things to talk about. It's a bit sad. Took a bit longer to get to this gate than I thought it would. But still, getting across Island Lake is pretty much a straight shot, so should be okay. And there is a scout fuel trailer here, so I think I will go there now, refuel, then sell it. That's one less trailer to worry about. Yeah, apologies for the noise. If I can hear it coming in time, I do my best to mute. Okay. Attach this without crashing into it. Failed. Attach refuel. I didn't use any of the expansion things, which I totally forgot about. Then sell. And now to Drummond the fastest way possible. It'll be kind of a shame in a way to get a load star and start using that instead of this one. I do really like the load star, but I've grown fond of this one. Mostly because I, on PlayStation I've used it a fair amount, but it proved a bit too unstable to be the main scout, and realistically, how many scouts do you ever use? It's just one or two. So this one fell by the wayside, but as I was made aware of by a viewer, the crawler suspension helps a lot in terms of stability. Okay. From here it's pretty much a straight shot across without too many difficulties. I know there is another scout trailer somewhere on the way, but we'll deal with that after we do the contests. Come on. I'm not sure if it's lag in the game or whatever, but sometimes, very often actually, changing gear is very slow. Like the movement between gears, sometimes it's like this and sometimes it's kind of an instant snap. I don't know what that depends on, if it's a performance thing or a bug of some sort. Something with my controller. General user error. There are a few trees, like that one, you have to be a bit careful of. See, it's a bit annoying. I know I said that on PlayStation I have kind of reconciled with the fact that I won't get gold in all contests anymore from now on. But still, at least in Michigan, it'd be nice to get gold in this one as well. So in all contests, we got gold in all of them so far, very easily. So I don't think I'd be able to accept anything less than gold for this last one. This tree in particular has caused me some grief in the past. This trek across Island Lake always takes so much longer than I think. Which is exactly what I said about the drive from the garage to the Island Lake gate. I'm aware. So I guess any drive across any map always takes longer than you think. That's my deduction. Okay, we are in the map where we need to be. Only took like half an hour. So now I think I vaguely know where to go. I should know where to go, but I haven't been, obviously I haven't been to where you start the contest. I should have taken the other way around. Okay, this time I will cut through here, since we're not juggling logs. In the wrong context, that's a very weird image. Okay, through here and straight up there. Do your best not to get into any catastrophic accidents without winch points within range. That would be the worst. If we flipped over now and not be able to winch. Don't fall in the river. Let's stop by the fuel station. Might be in here where we need to be. Okay, let's stop for a sec. Yeah, we need to get to there, which is where we could drive through there, I suppose. It's maybe not the best idea. Should be fine. Famous last words. Yeah, no problem. No problem whatsoever. And then it was just up here, I believe. Yeah, there's a red box. A yellow box. And that appears to be metal beams. I really have no memory of this task whatsoever. Okay, where do we need to, I mean, what do we need to do? 1 minute 30 for gold. And we need to... Oh boy. Yeah. I can see the problem. Oh, but we don't have to take these beams at all. See? I straight up would have started the contests believing that's what we need to do. So the idea is most likely that you want to go across here for gold. I am gonna switch to daytime. I'm not gonna try this at night. Start as close, you know, as far outside the box as you can. Just one marker, because you don't want to check the map during contests. Okay. I'm not gonna think about the worst thing that can happen, but I am doing so now. If we fall in and we have to recover and just drive all the way back out here. Okay. No recovery, no truck change, no garage, no first person requirement. I was gonna switch to daytime. Okay, off we go. A minute 30 is not all that long. Which does make me wonder if you're even technically supposed to do this in a scout. I don't think you are, to be honest. No. This was a huge waste of time. Reverse, please. Should probably not even try. Come on. Okay, we got this. Phew. Got a bit tense right out the gate, but you know. Very pleased. How much time do I have left? Not that I want to worry too much about time, I just... It's something I have to keep in mind. Here we still have the White Western, the Royal, I assume is at the store. So yeah, I mean, since we're here with the scout, we might as well go sell this trailer. And maybe... wait, stop the engine. maybe it makes more sense to sell this one here, even though it's kind of far away. Because if we drive from where that trailer is, from here all the way to Smithville to the store, then we'll just have to drive back all the way across Drummond to go sell those few scout trailers there. Like this one here, this one. I think it's just those two. So yeah. I vaguely remember not doing that contest with the Scout the first time on PlayStation. I don't think it said anything about which trucks you can and can't use. But you know, it just seems like something that would be easier in some kind of off-road truck. Although the path is kind of narrow. I don't know. I'm sure you can do it either way. Okay, that was much better. So now, for good measure, contests, or just Michigan, it says 100%. So we are officially done. We're not really done just yet. But I can delete these beams. Yank. Remove cargo. Okay, and then back to where we came from. The Island Lake store. Just want to check, because here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 trailers left. And Island Lake, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Jesus. In Smithville should be less, hopefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 as far as I can count. And in Black River, still have 4. I just realized I can see here instead of scanning the whole map. That's this one. This fuel thing, service, and this Scout. Okay. That's not going to be doable this stream, I'm afraid. I want to try and see if I can maybe stream later tonight That way I can at least finish Michigan today still. And then I could do an ETS stream tomorrow. Or we can just start Alaska. Not quite sure yet. There was a terrible way to go. Careful through here. Probably don't even need to go across the bridge, but maybe I shouldn't. Okay. No, I forgot there was a second bridge. Yeah. And I'm stuck. Nope. It's nothing a bit of clever winching can't solve, I hope. I'm unable to move forward, thank you. That worked out. I think I'm just going to sell this trailer and call it a day for today. Of course, for today. I didn't add up all the trailers in my mind, but I'm sure it's like, wait, 4 here, 4 in Black River, that's 8. I think I said 7, 6 or 7 in Island Lake is 10. And then a few more, I think 4 or 5, I don't know. Let's say 15 more trailers to sell. It's kind of a slog, but we have to do it because it's relatively easy money. We can use all the easy money we can get. Although I feel like we're getting into a more comfortable place now that Michigan's done. We have a bit over 170k. Which is enough to buy whatever trailer we need, if we ever need one. We can think about getting 1 or 2 new trucks. Although in terms of trucks, I'd like to keep using the ones we have now for as long as possible. As for the Kodiak, we'll be able to find some upgrades in Alaska. I think the all-wheel drive and the raised suspension, at least. Also for the twin steer. So we can probably upgrade the twin steer to its final form. Except maybe some engine upgrades. In short, there probably isn't a need to buy new trucks yet, if there ever is. You could argue you don't ever need to buy any trucks. Refuel. Since we're pretty much passing by this one, I'm gonna attach this so then it's just this one for the scout trailers. I think it makes sense. It's not much extra effort, assuming that the scout can pull both trailers through somewhat muddy conditions. The Lodestar surely could. The Chevy probably also. This one I'm less convinced. I'm gonna set a marker because I tend to drive past that intersection. What does it say? $1,000 fine for littering enforced. The Lodestar does have kind of significant flaws though. It's very fast through all but the deepest mud. It has, well, it has some useful add-ons, but I think the Scout, the Scout 800, as it currently is with the roof rack and the trunk thing, I think this does have more fuel and parts and stuff. The Lodestar has a van body or a pickup bed thing. I don't need to take this up there with me. See, now the gear shifting is much faster. Could that be due to whether or not you have a trailer hooked up? I feel like that shouldn't make a difference, but it might. Maybe it matters. Wait. for one, wait for the scooter to pass. I don't know if there's any stock to this, but I think it'll be easier to attach the scout bed and winch the fuel tanker. Nope. Okay. Winch to there. Okay. It's not ideal because the winch point is in a corner. Doesn't seem to struggle much, if at all. And come to think of it, there's a very good chance I made the exact same mistake the first time round on PlayStation. With that contest that I just missed it and then thought I was fully done. My monitor was about to turn off. I should look into that. Ideally, there wouldn't be a pop-up after a few hours that it's about to turn off. I generally don't want my monitor, or my PC for that matter, to turn off when I don't want it to. Or, you know, I don't want it to turn off by itself. Is what I mean. It's probably not the most eco-friendly way to think about it. Struggling a bit. I don't have the data to support it, but it seems like Friday streams are, or not Friday even, weekday streams are much calmer. Which makes sense. On a Friday afternoon, wait, so assuming I start at 2, which is my usual starting time, 2 p.m. for me is well, anywhere between 8 and 5 a.m. in the US. I know it's 6 to 9 hours ahead, depending on which coast. So yeah, very early morning in the US, which on a weekday, like on a school day, which makes it unlikely there will be many people. And similarly, weekday afternoons that most people are at work or at school. That in of itself is not an argument to not stream at all on weekdays. But perhaps I should think about my time. And if I stream on weekdays to only, or to focus more on the evenings, local time, which would be more afternoon time in the US. Okay, coming up on the shop. And pretty thoroughly drenched from sitting here for 3.5 hours. Okay. Release. Scout bed. Arguably this is not even worth doing because it's like 2k each. I don't know what you can buy for 2k. But I should still do it because it adds up, and some of the add-ons can be expensive, especially the winches and stuff, engines, all the other stuff not so much. But I think that's gonna do it. I'm gonna turn off the engine. I'm going to refuel. I guess I should have refueled from the tanker before selling it. It's my mistake. I must remember, although it doesn't really matter much. I was gonna say I must remember to refuel from this fuel carrier before selling that one, but by that time we'll be done with the Scout and we won't need it anymore. It's just regular trailers. At least in this map. I don't think in Smithville... No, Smithville was also just normal trailers. But yeah, I keep saying it every time, but it's as specific as I can be. I might stream a bit more later tonight. I also have some videos to record, which in this heat is not going to be comfortable either. So yeah, I'll have to see. But definitely tomorrow there will be a healthy amount of streaming. Anna will be out all day. She did ask me to do some stuff for her work. But yeah, should be at least 3 or 4 hours for streaming purposes. I don't think there's anything left to say. I don't know why I always take so long to end my streams. I apologize. It's very unprofessional. But that'll be it for this one. Thank you for watching. If there are lurkers present... Oh, thank you. That's the first time I've ever got to fully, properly test that alert. There have been subscribers, but never during a stream, or they must have had their subscriptions private. So yeah, thank you again. Thank you for watching, for hanging out in silence. You are also appreciated. And I'll see you next time, whenever that may be, later tonight or tomorrow. Bye bye.